everyone, Tony here. Today we're going to talk about the spindles and the instructions and demonstration of cleaning VHS-C tape. This video is probably going to be lengthy, but it's important to get all the information out. And I'll just start out by simply saying that VHS-C tape is one of the more troublesome formats for a designer like myself, simply because they created instead of being consistent in their hubs like most other formats, they were not. They have actually had at least 4 known different hub types. These two are the standards that you see most often, which is this pattern on the left as well as this one on the right, with what I call the small dots, these little dots right here. But they also, in their wisdom, decided to possibly different manufacturers manufacture other ones that had larger dots, and again, even within them, they're different designs. So what that created for me was a problem that I had to either design a spindle that would work on all 4, which means that the spindle that would go into these would be small, have smaller tines, and therefore these standard size spools would be loose on that. So I have went back and forth. I have done testing. I've done feedback, and in my opinion, this is the best system I've come up with. I've created 2 systems, basically what I'm calling the standard VHS-C system, and then what I'm calling the big dot system, which is the big dots on the back of these hubs. These spindles, as you can tell, have little dots on them. Their tines are smaller. They will fit in these big dot hubs, and they'll also fit in the standard hubs, but when you put them in a standard hub, they're going to be loose, and I didn't like that. So what I did was create the standard spindle, which goes in the standard hub, okay, and then the big dot spindles, which go in the big dot hubs. These big dot spools are few and far between. I have only had a couple of people reach out to me about them, which is why I developed them. So I'm going to be selling them as a separate spindle kit, simply because the majority of people do not need them. Unless you have a tape that when you take it apart has these big dots, you won't need these, okay? Okay, so if you've cleaned VHS-C, or you're going to clean VHS-C, you're going to see that one of the spools has a hub with the VHS-C type, but the other spool has a VHS hub. I don't know why they made it so complicated, but they did. So not only do you have 2 different spindle types within both standard and big dot, then you've got the standard size and the big dot size. So again, that's what created such a complicated system, and something I had to figure out how to offer everyone so that it would work for the majority of people's needs. So when you buy a VHS-C spindle set now, you're going to get the new V2 pressure fitted spindles, no screws. If you have not seen what these are about, go watch my video about the new V2 spindle system. You'll get the standard VHS-C, you'll get the free spin VHS-C. You'll already have the VHS spindle because every system comes with these, but you may not have the V2 system, so you may want to, unless you place a new order for a cleaner, all new orders are shipping with the V2 system, so you may want to grab a set of V2 VHS spindles as well. And then you'll also get a free spin VHS spindle. And you ask, why do I need all these? Well, here's why. Because when you're cleaning VHS tapes, even though in my opinion they're hardy enough and thick enough because they're the same width as a VHS, I feel like you don't need these every time, but there are times when, if the tape is extremely moldy, or you feel like it's acceptable to sticky shed or whatever, you may want to clean it with no back tension. So to do that, you're going to need these free spin spindles. And let's get into it. I'm going to show you how to clean, or how the system works with the standard set of VHS-C V2 spindles and the VHS spindle, and then I'll show you how it works with the free spin spindle. Now I'm going to begin with just using the standard VHS-C and VHS spindle. The VHS-C is on the right, the VHS is on the left. And you'll notice I'm not using my collars. Now VHSC will work with collars, but I wanted to show you the V2 version, how it operated without collars. So the whole purpose of the V2 design is to be pressure fitted, to have a more true spin, and ultimately the goal is to be able to clean all formats without the need for collars. However, collars are still very functional and do the job they were designed to do, which is allow the spool to spin flatly. So if you have any kind of concern at all when you're cleaning, feel free to continue using the collars. All the V2's spindle system will do is just more dial in that flat spin so that these tapes will spool without wobble, okay, and without the tape hitting the upper and lower flanges. So as you can see right now, on the right, which is going to be my feeding, or I'm sorry, my take up spool, my left is my feeding spool, then we're going to give this thing a start. And you can see right now the tape is going right in between those two flanges, which is, you know, what we want. It doesn't matter if it moves up and down just a hair, because the goal is to keep it between the flanges. Again, you're always welcome to use the collars in conjunction with the new V2 spindles, but this system now will allow you to properly and easily clean the VHS-C tapes. Again, I feel like, I'll go ahead and crank it up. I feel like with the new V2 design, you can almost not necessarily need the collars, but it doesn't hurt at all to use them. It still gives you, if you want to have that comfort level, you can use the collars, and you'll still be able to clean your tapes just as well. So as you can tell, the collars just give that an extra level of safety there. I'm about to run out of tape, but we can just stop it, reverse it back, and go back the other way. So this will allow you to clean it in both directions, keep it between the spindle, the flanges, and successfully clean your VHS-C tapes. Now, in the event you feel like, okay, my tape is a little too moldy, I'm worried about its strength, its integrity, then what you can do is you can remove your, let's say you're getting ready to start out cleaning just one side, you can remove the V2 spindle and use the free spin. So what this does is it allows the feeding spool to turn without any tension at all from this motor shaft. This spindle will just spin on the motor shaft and basically just allow the spool to free feed as you adjust the speed here. So the advantage to this again is all the back tension is taken away from the motor, and you're just basically allowing the take-up spool to control how fast and at what tension this tape is being fed here. So you know, it operates basically the same way. You just you put your tape on, or you put your spool on, whichever side your take-up is. You'd have your free spin on your feeding, and then you would just turn it and allow it to basically do the same thing as the V2 spindle, except there's no tension here now. And you know, the goal here is to provide enough tools for you to determine the best way for you to clean your VHS-C tapes. Now the downside to that is when you're ready to go the other direction, you have to take your V2 spindle off and you have to put on your free spin VHS-C, because again, the hubs don't move. So, and then likewise you'll take off your free spin here, put on your V2 VHS, and then you just put your tape back on and you'll switch your direction and go back the other way, which will allow you to again feed without any tension. So it's up to you. You can determine to use the free spin spindles, you can just use the standard V2 spindles. It really depends on how bad, how moldy the tapes are, what exposure they've had to super high humidity, whether you think they're sticky, shed, or potential chance of them tearing as they come off the spool. And you just have to decide what method works best for you and what you feel most comfortable with. But at least now you'll have all the available spindles and tools to do it with. And that's pretty much it. So guys, I know it's been a lot. I know it's a long video, but I really wanted to be able to make this to show you the proper way to clean the VHS-C tapes with the new spindle system, the V-Spin, the V2 spindles. If you got any questions, comments, suggestions, you can drop them below, or you can reach out to me directly. I'm constantly trying to improve and make the cleaner more versatile, function better. You know, it's hard to design a cleaner to clean 10 different formats of analog media successfully. And right now, as you know, I'm the only one doing that. So just bear with me as I continue to improve and make changes. I know some of you probably have had trouble experiences with VHS-C, but I hope you consider giving it another shot now with the new spindle designs, and see how well these will work for you and allow you to clean your VHS-C tapes. Alright guys, look forward to hearing from you, and keep watching the videos, and just keep supporting and believing that I'm doing everything I can do to keep our analog media out of the trash, and we'll go from there. Thanks a lot.